Revisiting Dante, from the collection Not Lost by James Sale. We begin with a quote from 𝐂𝐓𝐇. For Dante it was a strict rule not to rhyme the word Christ with any other word except itself. Inferno. Down we went like no other care were there. No sense we'd be bedraggled, drowned, doomed, or lost. All that mattered was now. That was our care. Stuff the plan another framed, damn that cost. But so I found myself alone, and dark, and one I wanted then I could not name. There was suffering, less, more, yet all the same. Instead of speech, sounds with no meaning's mark. Where was the one whose merit had sufficed? Purgatorio. One tear, one tiny drop. Just at the end of life when all was fated, decided, gone. That one tear from my eye, against the trend which had been my grain. Selfish and alone my life whole. But now it sprung, self-aware and flagging up to heaven above. Who knew? Who propelled this thing, this living grace through, that by his power my nothing too would share, because another had been sacrificed? Paradiso. Chaff became pearl, and pearl so highly priced. I saw the stars, beautiful set in sky, like pearls too, and mine, me am paradised, a presence next to me who could not lie, and with the breathing, profound heart enticed me to abandon all, like thoughts, and why? To be like him, to let being fly, emptiness lost upon the throw it diced, and all routes there converging into Christ. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about this poem because it's really an extraordinary poem on many levels, thematically, symbolically, technically. So in the first section, Inferno, we have this unique rhyming stanza composed of A, B, A, B, C, D, D, C, E. And you're thinking, wait, where's the final line that would conclude this couplet? Like, where's the second E rhyme for sufficed? And then we go to the next stanza and we find F, G, F, G, H, I, H, then E again. So with sacrificed, we come back around to sufficed from the end of the first stanza. And then in the third stanza, the rhyme scheme changes. And we start to see a lot more E rhymes. We see E, J, E, J, E, J, J, E, E. So the last two lines of the last stanza form a concluding couplet, and the last line forms a triplet rhyme with the last lines of the first two stanzas. And this matches the triune aspect of Dante's poem with the triplet rhyme. Also notice how although the poem is not in terza rima, yet each stanza is 9 lines long, 27 lines total, which of course are multiples of 3. And moreover, there's something else happening here too. As you can see, Sale breaks Dante's rule mentioned by 𝐂𝐓𝐇, that Dante would only rhyme the word Christ with itself. So he rhymes Christ with sufficed and sacrificed. But yet in a sense, although these are technically different words, they represent aspects of Christ's meaning for us, because his sacrifice allowed for our salvation. And these three words come together in symbolizing the Trinity. And not only that, one of the rhymes in the last stanza is this marvelous word, imparadised. Just a great bit of diction there that further aligns with the, call it the multiplicitous oneness of this rhyme scheme. So it's a brilliant development of Dante's rule, and it really shows off James Sale's technical skills as a poet. Also, notice how in the first stanza, Inferno, every line is end-stopped in some way, mostly with periods, but occasionally with a semicolon or dash. But in Purgatorio, the stanza is one sentence. There's a lot of enjambment, and we encounter that phrase towards the end. Who propelled this thing? And then we are, of course, propelled into the Paradiso stanza. I think this has to be one of the very best short poems written by a contemporary poet. It's just so extraordinary on so many levels. It is a marvel of aesthetics. It is very intricately crafted. It has great symbolic power and great spiritual power.